Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode of Friday Night Explore, we're going to explore Gruul Stompy again. Now, we got some new cards introduced in, what is that called again? The Eldring set, but we're not really running the Eldring set. Today, we are including just a little bit from March of the Machines in the Voldaren Thrillseeker. She is such a good card in this kind of deck, where we are looking to close pretty fast, but not an aggressive tempo style that Mono Red likes to do. We are a little bit more of a heavier type of tempo, where we land our Esika's Chariot, Skysovereign, and aim to kill our opponents that way. Well, what does Voldaren Thrillseeker have to do with that? The way Voldaren Thrillseeker works is that we get to back up a creature and then fling it at our opponent using the ability to sacrifice it. We don't really want to sack our own creature, so that's where the Akroan War comes in, where we stall our opponent's creature and then we'll throw it at them and then we'll beat them up with our own creatures. That's kind of the idea. We can even, if it's a bad creature that isn't very powerful, we can even use our opponent's creature to crew our vehicle and then throw our opponent's creature into the graveyard. So that's where all the beauties can come in one sort of overall synergistic deck. Let's look at the whole deck list. Nothing really changed much. We got 4 Elvish Mystic, 4 Llanowar Elves just to get off early in the card in the card temple. I guess it's on board. And then we have 2 Obliterating Bolt just to kill a creature. And here in the game we need to. It deals 4 damage, kills a creature or a planeswalker, and exiles it. Then we also have 2 Scavenging Ooze to make sure that we're fighting Abs and Greasefang. They have no graveyard to actually bring things back with the Greasefang. We also have 2 Werewolf Pack Leader to help with a little bit of card draw. I don't know if anyone remembers this card, but this was tearing up the meta when the Adventure of Forgotten Realm was actually in Standard, and Werewolf Pack Leader is a great card, so great so in fact that I included this card just and took out the Giganta from the sideboard. We don't get a Giganta companion. If you look at Gruul Stompy decks, almost every one of them runs a Giganta companion, which I think isn't bad, but I think the Werewolf Pack Leader is justifiable enough that the 2 green pips stops it. If you want to, you can also take this out, just put in more Scavenging Ooze, or maybe even more Thrillseeker, and just put a Giganta in the sideboard. That is a reasonable switch. Then we have 4 Bonecrusher Giant. The reason why it's called the Stompy deck. Bonecrusher Giant stomps our opponent with the Stomp instant adventure, and then comes back as a 4/3 that can't be targeted unless our opponent wants to take 2 more damage. Then we also have 4 Reckless Stormseeker as a day-night cycle card, which we attack, gain haste, and gain trample on nighttime for any creature we target. So pretty good. I think I read that entirely confusingly. Basically what this does is that before our combat, during the beginning of our combat, we're going to choose a creature we control, right? Target creature you control, and that creature gains +1/+0 haste on the day side, but on the night side gets +2/+0 haste and trample. And then we have the Thrillseeker, as I talked about, it's backup 2. So when it comes to the play, we get to put +2/+1/+1 counters on a creature, and then that creature gains the ability that Thrillseeker has, which is 1, sack that creature and deal its power, deal damage equal to its power to any target. So fling at our opponent. Then we also have Lovestruck Beast, 4 off, where we can get a 1/1 white human on the adventure side, and then a 5/5 beast on the beast side, and the beast side is also cannot attack unless we have a 1/1, which we have by the adventure or by the elves. Then we have 2 Akroan War. I really couldn't fit, or I don't have more. I wanted to fit more, and I could not justify crafting it. It's not really good in any other deck, but in this deck, it's amazing. 4 mana, steal an opponent creature as long as we control Akroan War. On the second chapter, we get to have our opponent force our opponent creature to attack so that they don't have blockers. And on the third chapter, we basically deal damage equal to, or deal damage to each creature, each tap creature equal to its power. It's a very wordy card, but the third chapter basically is nothing. The second chapter forced our opponent to attack us so that they don't have blockers, and the first chapter is steal. And the first chapter is the only one that matters because we get to steal on the first chapter. It doesn't go back to our opponent's side like things like not Blasphemous Act, what was that other act, Treasonous Act does, just steals for a turn, right? This steals for technically 3 turns, but it steals at least for the first turn, and on the second turn, then we can land the Thrillseeker and then sacrifice it that way. So we don't tax our mana too heavily in this kind of fashion. That's why it's great. Then we have for Esika's Chariot, nothing really much to say about that, or the Skysovereign, the Consul's Flagship, nothing much to say about that either. These are very standard in Abs and Greasefang, so a lot of people have already seen how they can tear up the metagame. And then for the land base, we are gonna have 24 lands, but luckily a lot of lands are man lands. We got 1 Sokazin, 1 Boseiju, 1 Forest, 1 Lair of Hydra, 4 Copperline Gorge, which we do have the fast lands for, 4 Cragcrown Pathway or Timbercrown Pathway, the green-red pathway that I do have 4 of, 3 Karplusan Forest. I didn't run a 4 off, but I do have 4 off. I added an actual forest instead. 4 Rockfell Vale because I don't want to run Rockfell Vale. It's not a great card, but I don't have enough stomping grounds. So that's why I only have 1 stomping ground and 4 Rockfell Vale. Otherwise, I will run 4 stomping grounds and add another Karplusan Forest instead. 1 Mech Hangar because we have some vehicles. That's about it. That's the only reason why. And then 3 Mutavaults so that we can, you know, attack our opponents with the man land if we need to. That's the Gruul Stompy deck. Very standard Stompy in Explorer. I want to see whether or not this could work. Obviously, it's not tier 1, but it's aggressive enough that I think it could reach tier 2, and that it does do well enough in most of the metagame. It's not a best of 3, so tier 2 could be just as good, and even better than some tier 1 decks, because in best of 1, right, it's all about how fast you can get on board, and there is no tech, there is no sideboarding, and there apparently has 3 Elvish Mystics. One goes first, so do we keep this hand? We got 3 lands, so I guess we'll keep, but... Oh, is this going to be an embarrassing hand? And as soon as we start the game, Arena said, Mirror? Mirror. And then now we're playing Mirror. Ugh. I absolutely hate Mirror. Bard class. Okay, maybe we're not Mirror. Maybe we're something else. What are we doing this turn? Legendary creatures gives +1/+1. Legendary spells cost 2 less. Very, very annoying, but Copperline Gorge is probably what we want to land this turn, right? We'll get in for that 1 damage. I thought about playing Mutavault, but next turn I might just land the Skysovereign. No, I think I'm going to land the Chariot. They get to have a legendary out this turn, though. That costs 3? Yeah, a legendary costs 3 comes down this turn. Which is kind of scary, but I can't really get rid of that. If I top deck Boseiju, though, I might do it. Alright, they do nothing, which is kind of weird. So I guess we'll Chariot. We'll Chariot this way. Oh, this entered the battlefield this turn. I don't know why I thought I was going to attack with it. We'll attack with an elf. So, was there any way I could have attacked with the creature? I don't think so. I mean, I could have not had the 1 damage last turn and played a Mutavault. This turn I could have attacked with a Mutavault. That's the only difference. But now we got cats. Cats are the best. Ah, Dormy something.
You call it anarchy. For me, we won't answer to other kills.
Wow, is it a combo deck? Are they gonna combo off on us? Oh, he's just gonna level 3. What's level 3? Whenever you cast, exile the top 2 card of your library, you may play. Oh, okay. Very scary, actually. Man, that is not fair what they're doing. I was just trying to stomp them. And we had a pretty good curve too. I think our opponent went first though. That's probably where everything went wrong. That is, well, we saw a new deck. degeneracy at its best. Okay, I guess he's just playing on his whole deck. I mean, played him this turn. What is he trying to do? Bodyguard?
Duels are for push-notes. Let's just fight.
Oh man, if I had a Boseiju, seriously, would have been totally different. I mean, I'm just gonna press this because I don't have any response. Let's see what he's doing. This is interesting. I think he's trying to haste me, but only Satir's Edge. Didn't I resolve everything? I'm confused. I'm already auto-passing.
You call it anarchy. For me, it's just business as usual. We won't answer to other guilds.
He's just trying to play out his whole deck. What can he attack with? Nothing. So he's just gonna pass to my turn. There's a bunch of things on board, and I don't have haste. So what do? Do I just... I mean, I guess I'll crew and attack. I don't think he's gonna block. But maybe. Can we buff this somehow? And then we'll GG him. Yeah, that was disgusting what he did. But that was all on the bar class. They had to get the bar class to 3. And basically everything went well for them. Nothing went well for us. The 3 Llanowar Elves going second. It was okay though. Like, we barely got knocked out, and if we had a Boseiju, that would have been different. That is only one in our deck, to be fair, right? So they get a lot of draws. We didn't get a lot of draws. We still go second. Lair into Llanowar Elf. Maybe into Chariot. Well, let's see if this Gruul Stompy can do something else. But is it the same deck though? Is everyone just playing that new deck? That's disgusting. I mean, I don't hate all combo decks, but I hate combo decks that get stopped by literally one disruption. And that deck just gets stopped by one disruption. Can you imagine if they land a bar class? It gets disenchanted or naturalized by one of the dumbest cards in not an arena, on Magic history. And then they just sit there, twiddling their thumb. Well, or we can just sit here and twiddle our thumb anyways. Mull down to 5. Okay, this is this deck. Lethal Demolition. Mulling to 5 is fair in those situations, I guess. And there's really not much we can do. I think we're just gonna get our Lovestruck Beast out. But it's kind of scary. Spirit, alright. It's gonna buff his whole board here. There's the Knight Errant. We can steal the Knight Errant, but it's... I don't know how well that's gonna help. Alright, they get a flyer too. And we're gonna be at 16. So, we could... actually, we cannot. I was gonna say... Boseiju is definitely coming down, because that's our only land. We could play Skysovereign in my dreams, but we're not on that turn yet. So I only can Akroan War the Knight Errant. He could Giant Killer my Lovestruck Beast. That'd be pretty annoying, but it'll cost him, was it 2 mana? Cost him 3 mana. That's his whole turn. I don't think he would do that, so we need to hold up some blockers, right? I doubt he's gonna pitch his Giant Killer. That's his only answer to the Lovestruck Beast. Okay. I mean, he has a whole board of everything. What a freaking coward. Okay, I know how to play that deck. I've played that deck before, and it basically won every single game. And he wasn't in a position to win. It was just, you know, does not have the heart to play it out, and that's not how you play Explorer. Explorer is so on the edge. Basically, you're almost always winning or almost always losing, and you can always flip it around by just one turn. Not even like one place, just one. Okay, whatever. We're going second, of course. As always. And there's Simic? Simic deck? What? I didn't know those were a thing. Alright, what are we doing next turn, though? Do we land the pack leader? It's impossible to land a pack leader on our turn without dropping this as a green mana, right? And I don't want to drop this as a green mana because then I don't have any red mana. So I have to drop this as a red mana, which means that we're getting a Stormseeker down since we have 3 of them. There, now we're forcing a day-night cycle. I doubt he's going to block. Uh-oh, artifact. Sigh. Yikes. Ornithopter. Okay, a Veil's reasonable. Do we... Let's see, what do we do here? I can land a pack leader, then I have 2 mana. Llanowar Elf. That doesn't do much. Akroan War, on the other hand, steals their creature. I'll steal their Sigh. Or I'll steal their 1/1. That forces the Sigh to attack. Whenever you cast an artifact spell. No, that's their combo. So we can stop this combo. They pitched their Sigh, and then I stole a Sigh. Now, I don't know if I can keep this stolen Sigh for long, but I do get rid of most of his creature this way. Alright, opponent's drawing like heck. Simic deck and Simic tricks. Wow, they're a hefty aggro deck. Or not, combo deck. And they're getting a lot of pumps. And an Emery, wow, okay. This is the degeneracy you see in Modern. I guess Agatha's pushing that into Explorer now too. Well, I'm stopping them from having 1/1s at the very least. Really? Right now? Just to make it a 2/4, huh? I mean, they are throwing away a lot of their spells. stomping ground, huh? Well, all those creatures must attack next turn if able. So this one, Emery's probably going to choose an artifact from the graveyard to cast, which is Ornithopter or Springleaf Drum, right? Can't really stop that. Do I want to draw a card here? What card can I draw that would be useful? To get their side back next turn, I want to... Well, I'm going to pay that life. Let's buff the pack leader so he gets to attack. Let's buff Sai so that... do I buff Sai? Yeah, I don't want them to be able to chump block. So, okay, no more chumps. Ooh, a Boseiju. This might be relevant. Thoracle deck. Thoracle deck. They have to do it right now, or their Emery will have to attack. So Ornithopter it is. Drawing only lands isn't great. And he's not getting much. Would there be a other land that I want to play? No, I don't think so. So I want to have more Reckless Stormseeker, because I want to be reckless. Let's see. How do I want to do this? There's Force on the board. So I want to pump this to a 4. I want to pump one of these to a 4. Draw me a card. Alright, just chump these and he'll take 4, right? That's his plan? He gets to recast it, but then he does not have the Cauldron's effect. So, let's get rid of that. Have a land. He gets to recast it, but he won't have the Cauldron's effect yet. And he's pretty taxed on mana, unless he wants to draw his whole deck. Maybe he'll be able to do that. Yep. What is this? Draw 7 cards. That is crazy. Does he have black? Is he just any mana? Any mana? Yeah, that's insane. That's an insane effect. But now what? Does he get mana from like a Mox Opal or something? Mox Ember? There it is. Not really used to these new effects, and this kind of degeneracy makes playing a fair game not very fun. They have another Mox. They have another Mox. I really don't want to play this out because it feels like they're spinning their wheels and I'm just sitting here. And that's what people hate about Modern. Welcome to Explore, Pioneer. Same crap again. This is why people just play Is It Phoenix. What the heck is this? Wizards stop releasing cards like these that are just like only for what's it called? Commander. Nobody likes playing against this. And I can leave, go to the bathroom, take a shower, something else happens. I don't know. This is just not really anything that's going on. I could still win, maybe, but actually I doubt it. But with this whole board here, I'm still on daytime. I can't get to nighttime with trample. So I don't think I can get that 9 damage in. And of course I top deck a land. So what do I do here? Attack, gets chump blocked, and then he'll have a whole turn. Yeah. No thanks. We've already gone to 2 Eldraine decks today that are absolutely degenerate, like infinite turns kind of deck on Arena. Or not infinite turn, but take infinite actions on my turn kind of deck. And I hate those decks. Infinite turns is fine. If you have infinite turns, I know when to concede. But those kind of degeneracy is where they take 500 actions, does not change much on my side of the board state, and I just gotta wait to see if are they actually gonna have something, or are they just spinning their wheels? Typical Commander. All right, now we are actually getting to go first for once in our life. Copperline Gorge, Llanowar Elf. Then we have a tap land because we're very good at drawing lands. Then we have a tap land. Then we play a pack leader. And then we're out the lands. Dance me on the stage. Oh, look at that. Strict Proctor. Alright, we don't even have an ETB effect that we can use. Enter the battlefield, that's an ETB effect. More degeneracy. This is when it enters the battlefield, which is also an ETB effect, which can't happen. So, I gotcha. Sucker. Oh no, you killed my Llanowar Elf. They were about to Lotus Field us. You know how scary that would have been? But, you know, sometimes you just gotta catch your opponent off guard. Not a Lotus Field, also a tap land. So, that means we can go with better plays. What do we do? Lovestruck Beast or Bonecrusher Giant? I think Bonecrusher Giant is slightly better because they are a targeted deck. They're gonna target all our cards. Another Proctor. Huh. I wonder if he'll block this 1/1 now. See if we can sneak that 1 damage in. Nope. Still blocks it. Darn it. Okay. Couldn't sneak that 1 damage in afterwards. Let's see. I want to tap the Mutavault. Scavenging Ooze. This is where the scariness come in with the... Oh, no Lotus? Regular Proctor? Didn't expect that. We draw a card then. I think I need to exile a creature, right? Is there creatures in the graveyard? There's a Strict Proctor. So... March. Take 2. Dude. What? Does he have another march? He wants to march my ooze? That's a lot just to march my ooze. Do I want to exile anything else? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, he did play out all his cards. This backup won't do anything, huh? So let's go in for the attack. No, actually, the Voldaren Thrillseeker backup gets countered. Discontinuity. Alright, it's going to end my turn. You get one top deck. Then you gotta start blocking. Second Proctor. It's annoying that I didn't play the land first. Didn't really think about it. Now this costs 3 plus 2 to get underneath the Proctor. So I have to attack to get the Proctor. Okay, we can still win this. Gotta get rid of one Proctor here. Play a Copperline Gorge tapped. Alright. Voldaren Thrillseeker. Back up my Lovestruck Beast. Resolve. I will pay. GG, take that! You stupid strict proctor. Couldn't proc me out of that. Weird blocks, but we got the damage sneaked in by, you know, stomping them. That's Gruul Stompy. Alright, well, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for this rendition of Gruul Stompy and Explorer. In terms of fighting Explorer, though, I do have something to say about the current Explorer metagame. I haven't played that much Explorer. I just play once a week on these kind of rundowns, and whenever I get bored, I might try out some few decks or deck ideas. But what I've noticed in Explorer a lot is it's turning into the next Modern. Pioneer too, right? It's turning into the next Modern, which is absolutely dreadful. The only reason why Explorer or Pioneer existed is because Modern is so bad. It's not that, okay, to be fair, it's not bad for everybody. There's a lot of spikes enjoying Modern, but Modern is just not fun for anyone who wants to play the game for fun. It's only fun for people who wants to, oh, look at me, I'm winning turn 1. I'm going to toss these you turn 1, and turn 2, I have my combo while you sit there crying. And that's really, that's basically what Legacy did when Modern showed up first, right? And not showed up first, when Modern first showed up. And that is kind of what's going on now from Modern to Pioneer. Modern is already a format where no one likes to play when you are enjoying the game. Everyone's playing for tournament's sake in order to win. And then in Pioneer, and to some extent Explorer, people are still trying to craft decks. But now, all I see is these degenerate combo decks that try to win turn 1 by turning their wheels, having all the things landed on the board on turn 3 or 4, and basically their combo is I do all these things while you sit there. I've tried a few of those decks, and yeah, they do get wins, but when you're playing it, you get no interaction with your opponent, and it's just not very fun. But these kind of games where you have, you know, stompy decks like Gruul decks that have, even for mono green devotion decks, or blue-white counterspell decks, or even mono red burn, all those are a lot of interactive kind of gameplay where you are playing with your opponent, and in that case against your opponent, and you're trying to play around their spells, they're trying to play around your spells, and you're trying to play in a matchup that is interactive, which I find to be fun. That's what makes Explorer fun. That's why people play Standards for fun, because those kind of meta games are where we get to craft new ideas, and no matter how bad your idea is, any permutation has a chance. But especially when you get to formats like Modern, like Legacy, unless you are at the top tier list deck. No other deck really has any form of chance in that kind of matchup. So that's where Modern or Pioneer is getting into, and I feel like that's what Explorer is getting into. I hope it doesn't go that way, because there's a lot of fun Explorer deck that I want to try out, but really, whenever I try out Explorer decks, I just kind of get stumped by Abzan Greasefang or Mono Green Devotion decks, which at least now I'm learning to play around them. But when it comes to those kind of games where our opponent just turned their wheel on turn 2 or 3, and they have their their entire decks drawn and played by those turns, I can't really. There's no other deck you can brew that is at all fun, because that's just, you're gonna face those and just concede, because if they get their combo, nothing else you can do about that. And that is the problem I feel like Explorer may have. Well, I'm still going to try it. Every Friday night is Friday Night Explorer, and we're going to try different Explorer decks to see whether something can be fun, something can be tried out. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.